Shalom, welcome back to Middle East Unfiltered. First, I'd like to acknowledge and thank all our subscribers. Thank you very much. You're watching, liking, subscribing, reposting means a lot. Thank you very much. Today's short podcast, Justin and I are going to talk again about the fake scammers accounts that we exposed on social media on X. Hey, Justin.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you. I hope you're the same.
Great,
So
great too, thanks.
I think we've had more than 150 exposed scammers exposed on X for the past a
Well,
week and a half. That was a lot.
well, that's the thing, So this past week when we started the project, when we started looking at the scammers really intensely, so we spent the time and came up with over 150 scammers in about a week, and it's been quite busy. It's just so many scammers on X, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's like mushrooms after the rain. So far, because we go and we do follow up, we check who's been suspended. I think we got 20 suspended so far. So we keep checking them, and it's wonderful that our followers repost and block, and they actually report because it means a lot. The more you report, the better chances that those scammers are being suspended. Mind you, some of them that we checked, we saw that they themselves deactivated their accounts.
Well, this was interesting because some of the accounts that we actually started registering, the moment that we actually found those accounts and targeted them, to report them and to basically share their profile with other people. Within minutes, those accounts deactivated their accounts. So it shows that we're having a really good impact as well from the get go, which is a big deal, and we need to get more.
Yes, we do. I'd like to divide the scammers, the type of scammers that we've encountered. There is like one is fake IDF accounts. Second one is fake scammers. They're just scammers. And the third one, they're anti-Semite profiles. So let's talk about the fake IDF accounts. How do you recognize it? How do you recognize a fake IDF account when you encounter one?
Well, the thing that we've basically recognized up to this point is that because since October the 7th, there was such a drive for Zionist community and pro-Israel support that many accounts started opening up as soldiers. So they posed as soldiers, predominantly women soldiers, in uniform and out of uniform. Um, they predominantly show that they're from Africa or from Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, this type of thing. But they they don't write anything. They just uh, keep posting photos, and they generally have very shallow messages like, "Do you stand with Israel? Stand with us?" This type of thing. So as far as recognizing them goes, it's not that difficult. Maybe you can go into and elaborate why, from an Israeli perspective, why soldiers on X does not make sense.
Yeah. Well, first of all, these scammers, all three kinds of scammers that we've mentioned so far, they target their victims either by, let's say, going on search, writing Zionism, Zionist, I stand with Israel, or going to spaces. Okay, those spaces they don't speak. They're mainly listeners, and while they listen, they actually send follow to the ones who are in the group while they were talking or listening themselves. So, to me, as an Israeli, anybody, and I said it before on the previous space about the scammers a week ago, if you encounter a profile that says, I'm an Israeli Defense Force, I stand with Israel, I defend my country, or just IDF, scam, scam, scam. Why? Because in Israel, the military service is compulsory. Soon as you turn 18, it's compulsory for both men and women. If you're religious, you do national service. But IDF, I mean, nobody needs to flaunt it. It's obvious. Okay, so you have this one, you have them just reposting. If they write, check the replies. Mainly you'll see that they just have emojis. It's something very, very short. Now, when you follow back, they write to you something like, "Thank you for standing with Israel. Thank you for supporting Israel. Where are you from? Where are you supporting Israel from?" This is how they start engaging with you.
I've experienced this personally. I've had many accounts that I followed initially, and this was before the location feature. And they wrote me, and the first thing that you see when they write to you is exactly what you're saying. So they'll say, "Hi, thank you for standing with us," and then they ask the famous question, "Where are you from?" And then they begin the actual scam itself, and then you go on to tell them that your details, and they get intimate with you in the conversation, and they lead you down a rabbit hole to basically get your details. But maybe we can sort of talk about what happens when they get those details.
Yeah, we will get to this. We'll get to this after we talk about all the other type. To me, you talked about your experience. I'm going to tell you about my experience. First one that I exposed. It was really wonderful. Let me tell you, I was having a ball. Hmm. So there was this guy, and he used an Israeli name. So I followed him back. I knew that he was a scammer. I knew that. And then he wrote that famous sentence, "Where are you from?" Blah 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 phrases, and you could tell from my profile it says Israel. So I answered him. I answered him in Hebrew, and he answered in English. So when I asked, "Why aren't you writing in Hebrew?" he said it's more comfortable for him to write in English. This is red flag number one, especially I'm an Israeli. Talk to me in Hebrew. And then I asked him, I went like further on. I asked, how did they treat you in the army? Because I knew what it was leading. And he said, "Terrible. Food is not okay." And okay, give me an example. What do you have to eat? So he sent me something. I took the picture. You can actually save the picture. You go to Google Lens or any other apps that there is, and they search for you where the picture is taken from. And it was taken from a South African account on Facebook.
Surprise. So
Yes.
it's
So
funny how
I
these
sent it to him.
scammers.
I sent him the picture. I sent him back to him. Yep, that was it.
Perfect, and he probably didn't answer you back.
Didn't answer.
Yeah. So you know, this is the crazy thing, is that they have gotten into the Zionist communities, and they attempt to try and scam some of the even the Israelis themselves. And I mean, this is a no-brainer. This is a dead end street. So it shows that they don't really care who they target. They target everybody.
Yeah, so this is terrorism, digital terrorism.
Yes, it is very much so.
Yep. So let's talk about the other one, the scammers. Okay, the scammers that they scam you for money, for details, crypto, Bitcoin, whatever. Those people, especially now we see on X that they're actually targeting people with a blue tick. And if you ask yourself, why blue tick? Answer is very simple. The blue tick, mostly if you use your mobile phone, you have your details there of the credit card or the uh, bank account number. It's there on your phone, and they want to get to it. So what do? When they're friends with you, if you were that uh, clueless, okay, they play the victim card. Usually when they use the word health, it's got health issues, health problems, it's a scam. And then they send you a link. Now, we noticed this week, right, Justin, we noticed that he sent this
Yes.
person a link, but I've noticed that it was a strange link, especially it was not a regular link. It had the victim's name.
So they actually resort to they actually get the person's details beforehand now, which is actually very scary.
No. I mean, they have the name on the handle. It's like they say this folder maybe is for this victim. That's how they make a difference, a distinction between one victim and another.
I see.
Okay, that's what I meant. So when you are sent a link, any link, do not click the link, because when you do, soon as you do, you will notice that you cannot get an access to your X account. It'll throw you out. That means at the same time, those scammers are trying to get into your account to change your password to what they want to have, so you won't be able to fetch your account again. What you need to do is very quickly change the password, very quickly, because if you don't do it, they will get hold of your account, and then your followers will get the same message, but from you this time, thinking that you sent them the message. And if they write to you thinking that you're going to, they say, like, hey, I got a message from you, you will not be answering to them, but the scammer.
Yes, that actually happened in this instance where
Mm-hmm.
where we highlighted to the person that the account was compromised, and somebody in the community wrote back and said that they actually contacted the person and everything's fine, without realizing that they were basically speaking to the scammer because the person was no longer in control of that account. So
Yeah, I mean, sometimes acts like, when you're paying customer, they pay more attention to you, but after a few days, it's almost impossible to get back your account. And that was a few days after.
well, because obviously there's no really solid way to prove who you are other than basically confirming your email address. So I can imagine that it's really difficult, even as a non-paying person on X, as a free account, that basically your account is gone, so to say, because the premium accounts, they really go out of their way to try and get their accounts back. And we know of many accounts, many accounts recently that have tried for days and have not been successful to get their accounts back. They've just lost their accounts and had to start from scratch.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to the third one, the anti-Semitic profile.
The worst of them.
The worst, the worst. Now, some of them you can see that they're anti-Semitic, and you can report for violent speech, hate, abuse, harassment. But lately there is something else. This thing called Tower.
This is a new thing, and I've never actually come across this until recently. So when it was pointed out, it was quite interesting to see. And what was more interesting to me about it was that it wasn't one account doing this tower; it was two accounts working together. So maybe if you can explain how they did it,
Oh,
on
I was hoping that you do it.
okay, I'll go ahead. I'll explain. So what they do is they basically post comments on people's. They find a post and they post comments, and they either one person or multiple accounts alternate in posting just a single letter or maybe emojis or something like this, and they do it one after the other. So, for instance, account A will post a first comment, account B will post second comment, and so on, and they'll alternate, and they'll actually spell out words or slogans or slurs, anti-Semitic tropes, this type of thing on the accounts. So they make it extremely difficult for a person to report the account, because when you try to report the post, the algorithm doesn't see that anything's done wrong. It just sees maybe only a single letter or an emoji posted. And when you go to the profile itself, you also don't see the full picture because you only see what that person posted unless you go to the actual reply section. So in that case, you need to actually report the account. And at the moment, there's few things available to people to report them on. Hopefully, Elon Musk can sort of make a better system, or at least give at least more options for some of these anti-Semitic accounts doing this type of thing, because it's very difficult at this stage to pin them down for exactly what they're doing. There isn't really a category for it.
Yep, they get smarter and smarter, but I'm sure Elon Musk will do something.
We hope so. We can only hope so. But
Hmm.
I'm sure with all the posts that you've done recently, exposing all these scammers, I think that something good has started. There's definitely been a lot more energy around groups of people. I've seen other people reposting about scammers and highlighting them. So there's really good positive energy coming out of this. If we continue with this, let's hope that it makes other people aware of, what to look out for, how to report, and certainly to also offer support, support to yourself and to us in the group with further accounts and anything that they come across.
Yes. I think we've said a lot for this podcast. We will continue an update every week. Thank you,
Great.
Justin, and thank you, listeners. Thank you again for those who subscribe to our channel, Middle East Unfiltered. See you next time.